He thought the old janitor was just a nobody, until that man's act of kindness changed his entire future. Real stories. Real emotions. Every story has a lesson. This one might change you. I am Sir Nicholas Baasah, and this is my story. There are moments in life when respect is tested, not by what we gain, but by how we treat those who seem to have nothing left to offer us. It happened one gray morning in Atlanta. The sun hid behind heavy clouds, and the city streets hummed with impatience. Car horns, coffee lines, people rushing to matter. Inside a sleek corporate tower, glass and steel reaching high like ambition itself, a young man named Evan Miles hurried through the lobby, his leather shoes clicking against the polished floor. At 27, Evan had everything most people chase: a new promotion, a luxury watch, and a confidence so sharp it bordered on arrogance. His tailored gray suit fit like a promise of success, and he wore it proudly. But success can make a man forget what kindness feels like. That morning he spilled his coffee, just a few drops, on his pristine sleeve. Frustrated, he muttered under his breath and tossed the empty cup toward a trash bin. It missed, rolling under a janitor's cart. The old man who stood behind it turned slowly. He was perhaps in his late 60s. Slightly stooped. His uniform faded but clean, his face worn yet dignified. His name tag read Mr. Lewis. His deep brown eyes held the calm patience of someone who had seen generations of young men rush past him and repeat the same mistakes. Evan frowned slightly. "Sorry, didn't see it," he said half-heartedly, already looking at his phone. Mr. Lewis just smiled. "It's all right, son. Happens to the best of us." He bent down to pick up the cup, even though his knees trembled slightly. Something about the man's tone, gentle, free of complaint, made Evan glance at him again. But instead of gratitude, he simply said, "You should probably get someone to fix that trash can angle. It's inefficient." Mr. Lewis chuckled softly. "I'll make sure it listens better next time." Share your thoughts below. Your story might awaken someone else's heart tonight. Don't leave yet. Subscribe to Echoes and Struggles. Please share, like, and drop a comment below. I will give a shout out to one thoughtful comment in my next video. Evan didn't catch the humor. He had already walked away. That afternoon, as fate often plans its quiet lessons, the company's power system failed. A sudden blackout rolled through the building. Elevators stopped, lights flickered out, computers shut down mid-project. Evan found himself stuck in a dark hallway, emergency lights blinking red along the edges. His phone had only 5% battery left. He cursed under his breath. The presentation files he needed were trapped inside his laptop, and without that meeting, his promotion would hang by a thread. "Everything okay, son?" came a calm voice from behind. It was Mr. Lewis, holding a small flashlight. Evan exhaled in relief. "Yeah, just my luck. Big meeting in 20 minutes. The janitor nodded, setting his mop aside. "Come with me. I know a shortcut to the generator room. We can power one computer there." Evan hesitated. You know how to do that?" Mr. Lewis smiled. "Let's say I've been around longer than most light bulbs in this building." They moved through dim corridors until they reached a small maintenance room. The air smelled faintly of dust and oil. Mr. Lewis flipped a few switches, and a low hum filled the space. One outlet lit up with a flicker of blue light. "There you go," he said, stepping aside. "Plug it in before the backup shuts down." Evan quickly opened his laptop, relieved. "How did you know all this?" Mr. Lewis shrugged. "Worked in electrical maintenance for 20 years before the new management moved me to janitorial. Different title, same building." The younger man paused. "You used to be an engineer?" "I still am," the old man said with a soft laugh. "Just not the kind with a desk anymore." Something in those words made Evan's chest tighten. He glanced around the small room, neatly organized tools, a photo of a smiling woman and 2 kids pinned to the wall, and a small Bible tucked near the fuse box. When the lights finally came back on across the building, Evan packed up his things. He turned to Mr. Lewis. "Thanks for this. I mean it." Mr. Lewis nodded. "You're welcome, son. Just remember, titles change, but purpose doesn't." Weeks passed, but something about that encounter stayed with Evan. He started greeting Mr. Lewis every morning, not out of habit, but respect. He noticed the man's quiet discipline, the way he always polished the same railings, the same floors, never complaining, never rushing. One day, Evan found him sitting in the break area, fixing an old coffee maker that had stopped working. "You really do know everything about this place," Evan said, smiling. "Not everything," Lewis replied. "Just enough to keep it running while people chase promotions." That made Evan laugh, but also think. Months later, when the company announced layoffs, rumors spread like wildfire. Anxiety filled the air. The executive team cut costs, from the top down. Evan, now a mid-level manager, received an email late one Friday, termination due to restructuring. Don't leave yet. Subscribe to Echoes and Struggles. Please share, like, and drop a comment below. I will give a shout out to one thoughtful comment in my next video. He sat at his desk in shock. Years of effort, gone in one decision. When the office emptied, only one person stopped by his door. It was Mr. Lewis, carrying a small brown lunch bag. "I heard the news," he said quietly. "Didn't want you leaving on an empty stomach." Evan's throat tightened. "You didn't have to." "I know. But kindness isn't about have to." He placed the sandwich and a small thermos on the table. "You'll be all right, son. Humility can break you, or it can build you. Depends on what you let it do." Evan lowered his head. "You were right. I used to think people like you didn't matter. But now, I see you were the only one who truly did." 3 years passed. Evan started his own company, small, modest, but grounded in honesty and respect. When the time came to hire maintenance staff, he made sure every employee received equal recognition. No invisible workers, no hierarchy of worth. At the grand opening, guests applauded as he cut the ribbon. But before stepping to the podium, he paused, looking toward a chair in the front row. A single photo frame rested on it. It was Mr. Lewis, smiling faintly in his janitor's uniform. Evan spoke into the microphone, voice trembling. "This company exists because one man, a man everyone overlooked, showed me what respect truly means. He taught me that humility isn't weakness, it's strength wrapped in grace." The crowd fell silent. Some wiped their eyes. Later that evening, as I, Sir Nicholas Baasah, walked past that same building, I saw the plaque on the wall beside the entrance. It read, "Dedicated to Mr. Samuel Lewis, whose quiet kindness reminded us that dignity needs no title." And I thought to myself, perhaps life is a classroom, and every person we ignore is a teacher we'll someday wish we'd listened to. Because respect, like light, often shines brightest from the humblest lamps. Tell me, have you ever met someone you underestimated, only to later realize they were the one who carried the real wisdom all along? Share your thoughts below. Your story might awaken someone else's heart tonight. If this moved you, subscribe to Echoes and Struggles, where real stories remind us that the quietest souls often leave the loudest echoes. Thank you. Please share, like, and drop a comment below. I will give a shout out to one thoughtful comment in my next video.